Is your world virtual or real?
At night in the city, neon lights flicker. Carl was walking alone down the street when suddenly a strange light appeared in the sky.
Is this an alien spaceship?
Carl looked up at the sky with surprise in his eyes, and then a bright light shone from the ship, and he felt a strong headache and fainted.
What exactly is this?
Carl fell to the ground, and everything around him began to blur, then drift into darkness. Inside, Carl slowly opened his eyes. Everything around him seemed familiar, but slightly different.
Where am I?
Carl got up and looked around, trying to find a clue.
This looks like my home.
Carl walks out of the room and meets his neighbor, Mary, who's usually enthusiastic, but now she walks by with a blank face.
How are you, Mary? What happened?
Everything is fine.
Carl moves on and encounters more people. All of them acts mechanical and looks dull. Carl finds a dropped newspaper on the street with the headline "Massive Virtual Reality Testing Launching Across the City."
Virtual reality? So this is... Is this Mahjong?
Yes, murderous Mahjong.
Carl began to recall. Trying to find clues, she looked carefully at his surroundings and people.
If this is virtual reality, there must be some flaws.
She sidled up to a pedestrian and tried to observe.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm just curious.
Carl sat on the bench thinking, noticed a little girl. Carl decided to follow the little girl, and he followed her carefully to a hidden corner. Carl turns the little girl around, and an X flash appears on her forehead.
This is it. They are all fake.
Carl saw his best friend, Sun, running towards him.
Another one.
Sun came to Carl. Carl took out a dagger and tried a Sun, but Sun's forehead did not appear X.
Are you crazy, Carl? What are you doing? Or are you not Carl?
Are you... Sun?
Carl and Sun got into a car and talked.
What's happened? I wake up in the morning and suddenly the world is changing.
Carl and Sun sit down to eat in a restaurant. Suddenly, the city was plunged into darkness. Only the tops of a few buildings had lights shining.
Let's check it out.
Carl and Sun approached one of the buildings and found that the roof of the building was like a game board.
What is this?
Mahjong.
The iron ball flew through the wall, penetrated the muscular man's body, and he fell in a pool of blood.
This is... sandbag?
Carl and Sun are standing in front of a building.
It seems if you want to return to our world, you must pass this challenge.
What on earth is this?
Carl and Sun walk into a building. The Mahjong board at the top floor shows 2 barrels.
Come on, I don't want to stay here forever.
Let's go in and have a look.
Carl and Sun arrived at a clear floor surrounded by walls with nothing but holes in the wall. Carl, Sun, and many others were gathered here, and a voiceover came to this field.
Welcome to the Mahjong Kingdom. The challenge for this level is physical strength, and the difficulty is level 2.
When their eyesight was restored, everyone was shocked by the scene in front of them.
Sandbags play. Players are asked to play the sandbag throwing game in the field and avoid being hit by the sandbags when they come. Players who last for 10 minutes without being hit will pass this level.
Everyone waits for the game to begin, and suddenly a silver sandbag flies from the wall toward a muscular man. The muscular man looked at the flying sandbag and reached out to grab it.
What's this all about? I want to see what this is.
But the beanbag ran through his palm. The crowd realized that it was not a sandbag, but a steel ball, and the tremendous force had made a hole in the man's palm. The man bent over in pain, his hand bleeding. Before he could react, Another iron ball flew quickly towards his chest and penetrated his chest.
Is this a sandbag?
Carl looked at the fallen man with a frightened face.
This is a killing game.
After the muscle man fell, more sandbags flew into the crowd.
Carl, it's dangerous! Get out of the way!
At this time, more sandbags flew from the wall. People stood and still. The muscle man death has frozen them. Sandbags kept flying into the crowd. People kept falling. Suddenly, a sandbag flew toward Carl. Sun ran quickly and pushed Carl aside.
Carl, wake up! This is not a game! They're killing people!
Run! Run!
Carl tried to get out, but the door was locked. They must get to the end of the game. Some people started to react, doing everything they could to avoid the sandbag. When Carl was avoiding the flying sandbags, suddenly a fallen man grabbed Carl's foot.
Save me, please.
Carl kicked him aside and stared at the wall. By this time, 10 sandbags had flown out.
10.
1 minute left in the countdown. At this point, only 2/3 of the participants are still standing. Knowing 10 sandbags fly towards him, Carl has nowhere to hide. He closed his eyes.
Don't give up, Carl!
Sun rushed to Carl, picked up a body, pulled in front of them, and also blocked 3 sandbags.
We passed the challenge!
Game over. Congratulations on your success. Get 2 barrels of Mahjong.
What kind of world is this?
Carl and Sun held each other and walked out of the building. The world outside glowed in red, and the smell of blood began to spread.
It seems everything has just begun.
Welcome to this level. Here, only the smartest ones can survive.
Carl and Sun helped each other and walked out of the building. The city smelled of blood.
A lot of people died.
We must find a way to stay alive.
At this time, they looked down and saw a Mahjong card in their hands, which was the 2-barrel they had just earned. Carl and Sun went home to rest and sat down on the sofa.
It seems only if we get through all the challenges, we can go back.
We can go back, right?
I hope so.
2 days passed. Carl and Sun went out again, and the bloody smell and city is getting stronger. They came to a school building. The rooftop Mahjong board showed 3 bamboo. They entered a classroom. There are other players already waiting. At that moment, the big screen at the front of the classroom began to play the rules of the game.
Welcome to this level. Here, only the smartest ones can survive.
Each desk is equipped with a touch-screen computer. High above the room, a robotic arm stands by, implying the system's punishment to losers.
The rules are simple. 1 question per round and you have 30 seconds to answer. If you answer incorrectly or do not answer within the required time, you will be eliminated by the system.
The screen begins to play the first question.
A logical reasoning question. A says that B is lying, B says that C is lying, and C says that 1 and B is lying. Then who is telling the truth?
Quickly cut to the scene of each player's thinking intensively. Someone's quickly tapping the keyboard. Carl and Sun looked at each other and began to think about this question. Big arm above the classroom runs through a player's chest. A player presses the B button on the screen, and the answer is wrong. Blood splattered on Carl's computer, and his frozen brain couldn't think.
Carl!
Sun's voice woke Carl. He looked at the countdown 20s, began to calm down and think.
If I is telling the truth, then B is lying. If what B says is true, then C is lying. If what C says is true, then it is only true if it tells the truth and B lies. So A and C are telling the truth and B is lying.
So Carl quickly pressed a
Correct answer.
Sun hasn't come up with the answer yet, but the countdown gives him no time to think.
This is really not my strength. Forget it. Just leave it to fate.
Sun presses the C button and, surprisingly, he is not punished by the system either. At this point, there are only 3 players left in the room.
I'm so lucky. Is the answer C?
Kane, the other player, looked at the screen and gave the answer. Then he got up and left.
The answer are A and C. As long as you don't choose B, you can survive.
Game over. Congratulations on your success. Get to the goal of Mahjong.
He feels so strange. Wait a minute. You seem to know a lot about these games. What do you know?
Completing level doesn't mean you can go back.
What do you mean? Why would I be stuck here even if I finished the game?
Do you know how to play Mahjong? We're just collecting Mahjong cards now, but winning a hand in Mahjong is conditional. Picking up the cards is only the first step. Winning a hand is the key.
After saying that, Kane walked away without looking back. Carl looked at Kane's back and stood there in shock. Sun picked up his phone and searched for Mahjong rules.
Look here.
The mobile phone screen shows different Mahjong play methods.
The basic rules of a hand include the combination of cards and the calculation of the number of multipliers. For example, AAA represents 3 identical cards, ABC represents a straight, and DD represents a pair. When making a hand, you need to follow a specific formula. As for the calculation of multipliers, the formula for winning Mahjong also includes various types of multipliers, such as green dragon, 3-color combined double dragons, same type owning 3 cards, etc.
Perhaps, through these games, we can obtain something that we can't even touch in the real world.
Carl looked at Sun with surprise. She felt he did know Sun as well as he thinks. Carl and Sun walked to another part of the city together.
Let's go. We need to prepare ourselves. I don't want to die here.
In the dim and deep room, Carl woke up from his sleep. It was dead silent all around except for the snoring of Sun under the sofa. Looking at the Mahjong in her hand, Carl finally felt some reality and frowned in deep thought.
Mahjong? What is the purpose?
Before Carl could think more in detail, the familiar mechanical voice sounded again.
This round of the game has started. Players will hear the broadcast. Otherwise, the players beyond 100 will be auto-eliminated.
Enter? Enter where?
There's no time. Let's walk outside first.
Carl and Sun followed the crowd to a place in the city. In front of Carl's right, there was a big guy.
Stay away from the big guy.
The big guy did not notice Carl and Sun.
Player Carl arrived at the venue, ranked 91st. Player Sun arrived at the venue, ranked 92nd.
The others were also quick, and in the blink of an eye the quota of 100 was filled.
The quota for this round of games is achieved. Please leave if you are not qualified.
Those who rank after 100 tried to squeeze into the inner field, but before they could even catch their breath, they were killed by the lasers shot from the sky. Carl was deeply shocked by the desperate and unwilling look from the 101st place player upon his death. Carl and Sun followed the crowd into a huge stadium. The stadium was closed off on all sides, and all exits were locked. In the middle of this huge, there were 10 circles marked, each of which was divided into 10 grids. Each grid has a number marked on it. The familiar mechanical voice sounded again, and a screen descended from the middle of the venue.
Welcome to the third challenge. Next, I will introduce the rules of this round game. This round of the game lasts for 10 minutes, with a total of 100 players. Every 10 players sit in a circle. One player in each group will be designated as Satan's messenger. Behind this player, a letter of punishment from Satan will appear. If this player doesn't want to be punished by Satan, he or she can secretly put the punishment letter behind another player. When the music starts, the messenger picks up the letter and walks outside the circle, dropping the letter behind any player in the group. When the music stops, if the letter is successfully dropped or the messenger was not caught and successfully returned to his original place and sat down, the messenger wins and the punishment will fall on the player who the letter being dropped. Now, please find your place according to your admission number. The game is about to begin.
Great, Carl! We're in the same group!
Yeah.
Carl and Sun found their place and sat down. To their surprise, that big guy was also in their group. The 10 people sat down and looked at each other. The atmosphere of wariness, fear, and calculation lingered around them. Sun said his final words to Carl before he sat down. He was sitting on Carl's right.
Carl, be careful.
Carl knew that this round of the game was a test of physical strength and luck. As a messenger of Satan, he had the advantage of being the first mover and could choose anyone who looked weaker than him.
The game is about to begin. Countdown to letter delivery. 3, 2, 1.
Carl turned back to confirm, and sure enough, the letter was not behind her.
Please confirm whether you are the Satan messenger. Please walk around the circle after the music starts and drop the letter behind another person.
The big guy picked up the letter, looked around, and then looked at Carl with a smug look on his face.
Ha ha! It is me!
The music is about to play. Please select the recipient.
After the system finished broadcasting, a familiar nursery rhyme was played from somewhere in the hall, echoing in the empty hall, which seemed extremely strange. The big guy took the letter and paced slowly outside the circle. Finally, in the second half of the nursery rhyme, he passed behind Carl and left the letter behind. Carl, who had been on edge, reacted very quickly. The moment she felt him approaching, she jumped out like a bullet and threw herself on the group.
Idiot!
She used all her strength to grab the big guy's ankle and dragged him to the ground. At this moment, the big guy still had a look of disdain on his face, but soon he felt despair. Carl quickly got up and grabbed the big guy's shoulder blade.
Yes, this is it.
It turned out that before entering the venue, this big guy had already exposed his old injury on his shoulder blade when he pushed others. The music was about to stop, and the big guy was still struggling to knock Carl over. Finally, as the last note of the nursery rhyme fell, a hidden gun came from nowhere and killed the big guy. Carl, with blood splattered on her face, finally let go of her hands and took a breath. After seeing Carl's ruthlessness, no one dared to throw letters behind Carl in the subsequent games, and Sun was not the target because of his size advantage. The two successfully survived and walked out of the venue with Mahjong. In the lobby, on the first floor of a 3-story building with a layout like a kindergarten.
Welcome all players. This round of the game will be played in pairs. Please find your partners before the game starts.
Carl, we are in the same group.
We don't know the rules of the game yet.
If this game is a physically demanding one, you need my help.
Okay, let's form a team.
The groups are complete. Please choose a room in this building to play the game.
After hearing the announcement, everyone in the lobby scattered. Carl and Sun found an empty classroom.
Welcome to the Little Painter classroom. Now I will introduce the rules of the game in this classroom. This round of the game lasts for 5 minutes. The two players are the illustrator and the guesser. The illustrator needs to draw the corresponding content according to the text he sees, and let the guesser answer. If the guesser answers correctly, the two players will swap roles to play the next question. If both players can answer all 15 questions in this classroom within 5 minutes, it will be considered a success and no punishment will be given.
After hearing the rules, both of them fell into silence.
Players, please get ready. The countdown will start in 1 minute.
Carl, we must all survive.
Okay.
A minute later, a beam of light fell on the wall opposite Sun, and the countdown appeared, along with two large characters, grapes. Sun quickly sketched out the painting. The two members of the red team looked at each other, seemingly waiting for the other to give in.
Why? Why did you lie to me? It was clearly an apple. Why did you draw a pear? I trust you so much.
Under the urging of the system, a middle-aged man in the red team ran away. Carl and Sun fell silent again. The classroom was so quiet that they could almost hear each other's breathing. Sun took the initiative to break the silence and spoke, and Carl calmly assured him,
Carl, I believe you.
Well, I won't betray your trust.
Soon, the second question came out. It was 5-pointed star. Carl quickly finished the painting, and Sun also answered it quickly. The two sides switched positions again. In the following time, although the two of them answered the questions smoothly, as the countdown got shorter and shorter, Sun became more and more nervous. It took more time. Sun fell directly on the stand.
Sun, are you okay?
The countdown continued. Carl does not spend too much time on comforting Sun. She sits down and waits for Sun to recover. However, after Carl sitting down, Sun's mood did not get any better. He couldn't even hold the pen steadily, and it dropped on the floor.
Sun, calm down. You are safe now.
Okay.
Sun calmed down and looked at the backboard opposite him.
Sun, calm down. You are safe now.
Okay.
Sun calmed down and looked at the backboard opposite him. He was stunned for a moment and looked back at Carl.
Carl.
There were still 30 seconds left until the deadline, and it took them 30 seconds to complete one question.
Draw it, Sun. If you don't continue answering the questions, we will get the worst result.
Yes, if you don't continue answering, the countdown will end, the game will fail, and both of them will die. After hearing this, Sun was obviously determined and focused on painting. Soon a painting was completed and presented to Carl. Apple.
Pear!
In an instant, he let out a desperate roar, which made Carl, who was sitting opposite him, understand something instantly. But before she could react, a gunshot rang out, and Sun fell down.
Carl, why?
At this moment, Carl knew that the question was a bear, and Sun was killed by his selfishness. In the indoor stadium, on the top floor of the building, a competition of intelligence is going on.
Team Yellow, please listen to the question. A snail is climbing up from the bottom of a 10-meter deep well. It climbs 3 meters per hour and then slides down 2 meters. How many hours will it take for the snail to climb out of the well? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
9 hours.
Wrong answer. Yellow team is eliminated.
The bullet shot from the bottom of the chessboard instantly penetrated 2 members of the yellow team. This is a giant flying chess game with 2 members in each team. Unlike the traditional way of rolling dice to determine the number of steps forward, here you need to move forward according to the number on the answer. If the answer is wrong or cannot be answered, then both team members will be shot at the same time. Unfortunately, the yellow team became the first team out from the 4 teams in this game.
Green team, please listen to the question. There are 2 bags of candy. One bag has 84 candy, and the other bag has 20 candies. Each time, take out 8 candies from the bag with more candies, and put them into the bag with less candies. How many times do you need to make the number of candies in the 2 bags the same? Count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Four times.
Correct answer. Congratulations to the green team for 1 member passing.
Alice, I'll wait for you at the finish line.
Correct team, please listen to the question. There are 24 birds on 3 trees. If a bird flies from the first tree to the second tree, and then 5 birds fly from the second tree to the third tree, and now the number of birds on the 3 trees is equal, how many birds were originally on the second tree? Count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
9.
The answer is correct, but only one person can advance the question. Please choose the person who will advance.
The 2 members of the red team looked at each other, seemingly waiting for the other to give in.
Please select the person who will move forward, otherwise the answer will be considered invalid.
Under the urging of the system, a middle-aged man in the red team ran away.
Henry, you are a treacherous man. Shut up, Bob. If I get the next question right, we are both going to die here.
This kind of quarrel that ends in mutual destruction makes Cain ashamed. The indifferent system voice sounded again, especially the blue team member who wrecked last.
There are still 2 minutes left before the end of the game. Please hurry up and answer the questions.
I have to answer the remaining questions assigned to the blue team correctly to have a chance to reach the end. But if I do this, his teammates will lose the chance to move forward and die here.
The system did not give him much time to think, and immediately turned the question to the blue team.
Blue team, please listen to the question. 5 people are participating in a table tennis match. Everyone needs to play with each remaining players. How many matches it would take for everyone to play with another player?
As soon as the question was asked, another member of the blue team answered it immediately.
10 times.
Correct answer.
It turns out that when he was calculating the strategy to survive,
his teammates had already thought of abandoning him and didn't even give him any chance.
Blue team, please listen to the question. There are 30 large and small steel balls in the box, weighing 266 grams in total. It is known that each large steel ball weighs 11 grams and each small steel ball weighs 7 grams. How many large steel balls are there in the box?
It's 16. If it's 16, there's still a chance to reach the finish line, but I want it this time.
He wanted to make the guy who treated him like a piece of shit pay a heavy price.
15.
It was clearly a deliberate wrong answer.
Let's go to hell together.
As soon as the voice fell, all members of the blue team were wiped out. Everyone in the field was sweating for themselves and praying for their teammates. Different from the previous game, this round takes place in a shopping mall which is full of NPCs from this world.
Is this a playground?
Welcome to the Mahjong Mall. This round of the game is hide and seek. After 15 minutes of the game starting, a hunter will appear. Please find a hiding place within 15 minutes. Otherwise, if you were discovered by the hunter, you may be killed. The game starts now. Players, please start hiding.
It's starting already? Why there is no announcement on what is considered game accomplishing?
In a mall full of NPCs, a player asked a question. A chubby middle-aged man wearing glasses responded with considerable experience.
What are the victory conditions?
We have to find it ourselves. This round is very difficult. It's better to find a safe place to hide first.
Carl also agreed with his opinion. When nothing was clear, it would be safest to find a good hiding place with an observation angle. Carl looked around, observed carefully, and suddenly came up with a plan.
The hunter is deployed. I wish all players good luck.
Carl was a little nervous.
Coming!
Amid the crowds of people coming and going, Carl hid in a men's clothing store on the first floor, where the entrance and exit were all nearby. A male NPC walks into the store and talks to Carl.
Hello, I need a tie.
Hello. Welcome to Kaiman Home Menswear. What pattern and color of tie do you need?
It's you.
This made Carl nervous. Could it be ... the hunter? Carl had recognized him, of course.
Don't you remember? We met at school.
I remember now. Are you playing as an NPC? What clues have you collected?
Nothing. Everything has been normal since I entered the mall. There has been no change. Do you have any?
I just followed an NPC around this mall twice.
A female NPC came in and asked, which made Carl and Kane alert. She would not come here.
Hello, do you have high heels? Hello, this is a men's clothing store. If you want to buy high heels, please go to the women's clothing store next door. Oh, really? Thank you. You're welcome.
Just as she was about to leave the men's clothing store, the female NPC pulled out a gun and shot at Carl. But Carl and Kane were prepared and both fell to the ground.
It's a hunter indeed.
Carl stood up, ready to dodge the hunter's second shot, but unexpectedly, after hearing Kane's words, the hunter gave up the attack.
Why did she leave?
This must be related to the mechanics of this game. The hunter shot at me with a very clear target without knowing that you were not an NPC. However, NPCs set by the program are generally not afraid to fight with players. So there is only one possibility. The hunter is a human, but she appears in another identity.
Then, the conditions for winning this game can be easily deduced.
Yes, we are the prey, and also the hunters.
After finding the reasonable victory condition, Carl and Kane decided to act separately in order not to make their target too obvious. In front of the cold storage, the middle-aged man made excuses to the young man.
Uncle, are you sure this place is absolutely safe? It's so cold. I feel like I'll freeze to death if I stay here for too long.
Don't worry. I've observed that this is a blind spot for hunters. They won't come here at all. Besides, the temperature in the cold storage is only -5 degrees Celsius. With what you are wearing now, you can stay here for a whole day without any problems.
Then I'll go in. After the game, remember to open the door for me, Uncle.
The cold storage door slowly fell down, and when it was completely closed, the middle-aged man immediately took action to lower the temperature to -20 degrees centigrade. Next, he just needed to wait here quietly for the news of the young man's death. Of course, if Carl didn't see all this. After parting with Kane, Carl cautiously searched for the secluded places in the mall. Sure enough, in the cold storage on the second floor of the mall, Carl encountered a carefully planned hunt. But Carl didn't want to act rashly yet. Although this middle-aged man didn't seem to have much martial arts ability, he was sturdy and strong. If she acted rashly, she might be hunted, so she has to outsmart him.
Uncle, are you also a player of this game? We just met in the lobby.
Yes, are you here to find a hiding place?
Yes. I heard you guys talking about blind spots when I was hiding in the warehouse just now. Can I come with you? I think the area of this cold storage should be big enough to hide one more person.
Yes, but you will have to endure the cold because you will need to stay in the cold storage for 3 hours.
The man's eyes were pointed at the cold storage, and he ensured that the temperature reader of the cold storage was blocked by him and was not revealed.
Okay, no problem.
Then come in.
After saying that, the man pressed the door-opening button. The young man saw the door was open again in a short time.
Uncle, what's wrong? You scared me.
A female player came over and asked me if I could help her. I thought I should save as many players as I could.
That's fine. It's boring to be alone in here.
Carl walked up to the middle-aged man and approached him.
Uncle, I really don't know how to thank you.
But he didn't expect that the next second, Carl would stab him with the fruit knife hidden by her side, covered by the coat, covered his abdomen with an incredible expression on his face. But he couldn't support himself and fell to the ground.
What are you doing?
You should thank me for saving you.
What do you mean?
Look at the temperature now.
The young man walked to the thermometer and saw it was minus 20 degrees centigrade.
Why?
Because there's no such thing as a hunter. You are his prey.
The system announcement sounded and Carl left without looking back.
Where Carl completes the hunt and wins the game. Welcome to 6 character, rock, paper, scissors. Psychological games are often more terrifying than intellectual and physical games. Are you all ready? In this game of rock, paper, scissors, each player has a pattern behind him. Players cannot see the pattern behind them and must be told by other players. The rules of the game are that if there is a tie, both sides are safe. The winner wins directly and the loser is executed directly. Game duration 2 hours.
His game is very simple. As long as everyone tells each other the pattern, and then all those with the same pattern compare themselves, we can all live safely.
Kane leaned in the corner and sneered.
Oh, I hope so.
This game is definitely not that simple.
Of course, now is the time to see some human nature.
The game begins. Everyone has 10 minutes to identify the pattern behind them.
Countdown to this round, 1 minute.
Since all the games were tied, no one was eliminated. Half an hour passed like this, and everyone was tied. A new round of the game began.
Yours is scissors. Find scissors or paper and you can win. Thanks.
Game start.
Close.
A bullet hit player A's forehead accurately. At the moment of falling, A's eyes were full of disbelief as he looked at the person who deceived him. In a round of competition, many people accidentally lost the game and were knocked down by bullets in the dark. A player frantically wants to run away.
I want to get out of here. Let me out.
Calm down. Everyone calm down. We need to trust each other so we can leave safely.
It's too late. This game has just begun.
At this moment, Carla also realized that the game had entered a stage of near madness. She had to find someone who was willing to tell the truth and judge the other person's pattern.
Let's work together.
I have no problem with that. But the pattern of the person you are competing with is very important. How can you find someone who's willing to lose to you?
I just need to find people who aren't sure what their pattern is.
This round, Carl's pattern is cloth, and she finds another fat man whose pattern is stone.
Little sister, tell uncle what my pattern is.
It has scissors.
Thanks.
I see your pattern is scissors, and so is mine. Let's have a competition this time.
Stone.
A gunshot rang out, and the fat man fell to the ground.
You trusted someone you shouldn't have trusted.
Please note that this round of the game is 9 burrow maze. No one can guarantee whether they can get out alive. Good luck to you all.
After the game starts, the system releases 10 hellhounds to chase and fight the escaping humans. The hellhounds only appear at night. There are food, medicine, and supplies in the maze. After 3 days, the maze will be closed permanently, and those trapped in will never have a chance to get out.
I heard this game is difficult. We have to be careful.
What are you afraid of? As long as we work as a team, we will definitely win.
Game start.
Let's go together?
That's exactly what I meant.
This is mine. I found it first.
This is a maze, not your backyard.
Don't fight. Reasonable distribution is the most important thing.
Are you okay?
No problem.
We need unity to have the chance.
I agree. I'll join you.
Carl's team gathered around a campfire, discussing how to get out of the maze.
What's the sound? It's the hellbounds. They're coming! Help! Help!
Quick! Find a place to hide!
I don't want to die.
Quick!
Help! Help! Carl, let him go! You'll fall!
Carl had no choice but to let go of Player E's arm. In just a moment, the hellhound tore Player E into pieces.
Fuck!
One hellhound stepped on the other and leapt forward, opening its bloody mouth and rushing towards Carl. Hellhounds. These creatures are not ferocious beasts from the mortal world. Some hellhounds charge from the front, barking, trying to distract the humans' attention. Carl and his group stood back to back, forming a tight defense circle, each holding the weapon in his hand tightly, staring at the approaching hellhound with a nervous expression.
We have to find a way to break through.
We can use fire attack. These hellhounds seem to be afraid of fire.
No, this place is too open. If a fire breaks out, we will also be affected.
Don't argue. I have a plan. Use the weapon and equipment in your hands to make noises. Distract the hellhounds, and then choose a direction to break through.
Let me lead them away. No one can escape if this continues.
No, you're injured. It's too dangerous to go on like this.
That's because I'm injured and I don't want to be a burden.
Kane jumped down from the other side of the wall without hesitation.
This guy is a real man.
Kane ran away, and the hellhound chased him with his ferocious fangs bared. Carl shouted Kane's name.
Kane!
After Kane lured the hellhound away, Carl's team escaped from the hellhound's encirclement. In the morning, the team members sat together to check supplies and injuries. At another corner of the maze, a member of Carl's team was shot by arrows and turned like a hedgehog.
What's going on?
Watch the floor beneath your feet. There are traps here.
The team led by Carl carefully explored this intricate passage. Suddenly, Carl, who was walking in the front, felt a strange touch under her feet, and she immediately stopped alertly.
Wait, there's something here.
Carl squatted down and carefully touched the ground with her hand. Everyone gathered around and saw that apart from the floor ties slightly darker in color.
Everyone, stand back and let me try.
Carl slowly squatted down, held her breath, and gently pressed the edge of the stone slab with his fingers. At this moment, and the stone slab slowly sank.
Hide!
Then a gust of wind blew from all directions, accompanied by the sound of sharp arrows breaking through the air. Carl rolled over and narrowly avoided an arrow, and was heading straight for her heart. Another team member accidentally fell on dodging. When the rain of arrows stopped, everyone carefully poked their heads out. They found that a secret door suddenly appeared on one side of the maze wall. The two members of the red team looked at each other, seemingly waiting for the other to give. Extremely strange. It made people's breathing stagnate and their nerves tense.
Is this Mahjong?
There are all kinds of patterns engraved on Mahjong tiles, including bamboos, barrels, characters, wine tiles, etc., but they are arranged in a complex array.
It seems that we have to solve this mystery before we can move forward.
The arrangement of these Mahjong tiles seems to have a pattern.
Wait, these Mahjong tiles are not placed randomly. Look, the wind cards here are arranged in order of east, south, west, and north. But there is a south wind card missing in the middle.
They found that each Mahjong had a tiny number mark hidden in addition to its own pattern.
So, we need to find the missing south wind card.
Not only that, I think the position of each Mahjong is very important. Maybe each Mahjong represents a number or an instruction. These numbers must be clues.
Look, there is a small 3 minutes under this 7 barrels Mahjong, and there is a 5 minutes under this north wind.
Carl combined the game rules of Mahjong and divided the corresponding numbers. They finally discovered a pattern. When Mahjong follows the order of catch, touch, bar, and win, the corresponding numbers are selected for calculation, i.e. 1 plus 3 by for 1 4. The result is equal to 0. Finally, they successfully put all the Mahjong tiles in the correct position. Fortunately, the big guy did not notice Carl and Son. And Carl and Son finally arrived at the venue in 91st and 92nd level. After many hardships, Carl and her team finally reached the exit of the maze. Deep in the maze, the barking of hellhounds was getting closer and closer.
Quick, let's get out! Those damn beasts are here again! We need to leave quickly!
At this moment, Carl heard Kane's weak cry for help.
Kane! You guys get out first!
Carl followed the cry for help and found Kane in a dark corner, in danger. A huge hellhound was rushing towards him. The hellhound turned and pounced on Carl. Carl held the weapon tightly in her hand and calmly responded to the hellhound's attack. When the hellhound pounced on Carl again, she saw the right moment, jumped up, and stabbed the hellhound's head with the weapon in her hand.
Run!
The hellhound soon launched a new round of attacks. Carl and Kane stood back to back. They fought hand in hand, bravely wielding their weapons and fighting with the hellhound. In the fierce battle, Carl suddenly discovered that the hellhound's weakness was in its neck.
Kane, aim at the red photoelectric light on his neck and shoot!
After a hard fight, they finally succeeded in hitting the hellhound's weak spot. The hellhound fell to the ground in pain and lost its fighting power. As the door of the passage slowly opened, the footsteps came out from far away, facing the first rays of light in the morning. Carl supported Kane and successfully walked out of the maze. Everyone cheered.
Wow, they're out. Great, we did it.
Kane looked up at Carl exhaustedly, and the two supported each other and talked.
Thank you, Carl. I don't expect you to come back to save me.
If you're so reckless again next time, I won't save you.
Congratulations to all players for successfully clearing the maze.
Carl asked everyone to come forward and combine the Mahjong tiles in their hands.
Well, can we get out with our cards now?
It should be possible. I've heard before that as long as you collect all the Mahjong tiles that can make a winning hand, you can successfully pass the challenge.
Carl puts the team's Mahjong tiles together to 3 for bamboo, 3 for 5 character, 7, 8, 9 barrels, 2, 6 barrels.
Great! That's right in the rules. Where should we go next?
I don't know.
When everyone returned to the city, many of the Mahjong tiles on the buildings had disappeared. At this moment, a beam of light suddenly fell in the middle of the city, shining on a stadium.
It looks like the system has given a prompt. Let's go.
Everyone came to the stadium, and there was a Mahjong table in the middle. The Mahjong table had only 2 seats. One was empty, and the other seat had a dragon statue. Carl led everyone to the empty seat. There was a rectangular dent on the table, as if waiting for her to put the Mahjong tiles in it.
Come on! The day has finally come! We can go home!
Carl put the cards in her hand on the table one by one, and the system prompt sounded.
Normal hand, multiplier 2.
Suddenly, another deck of cards rose across the table. To wind and east, wind and west, south, north, white dragon, red dragon, green dragon, 1 bamboo, 1 barrel, 1 character, 9 bamboo, 9 barrel, 9 character.
What's this?
The opponent's house form pattern unmatchable. The player loses.
There were many cracks on the floor beneath everyone's feet.
Run! This place is going to collapse!
Rumble, as if there was an earthquake. The ground collapsed and Carl and his group fell rapidly. In the ruins, a brick moved. Kane reached out and dug through the ruins, crawling out.
Carl, where are you?
At this time, a sound came from another ruin. Kane ran over to move the rubble and found Carl.
Are you okay?
What happened? We failed?
Go out and take a look first.
Carl and Kane rescued the people from the rubble. They were covered in blood. They pushed open a door in the darkness. When their eyesight was restored, everyone was shocked by the scene in front of them. This place is full of exotic styles. The architectural style, people's clothing and culture are completely different from the world they were in before. They were teleported to an unknown country. Each building still has many different Mahjong tiles, but it is a little different from what they saw before. Some new types of tiles have been added.
Are you kidding us?
It seems that the system didn't want to let us out from the beginning.
Suddenly, she raised her head and looked at the building in the distance, with a determination she had never seen before in her eyes.
What's next?
Find out who's behind this and kill them.
It was this thin group of people who took extremely firm steps, moving forward step by step.